being high value will require you to master yourself. So it's not just about being beautiful and dressing nice or, looking, outwardly just very, very nice to look at. And while that's important, it really is at the core knowing yourself. Welcome back to The Woman Experience. Today, I want to talk about something that is life-changing because it was for me. And this is self-mastery. Because here's the thing. One of the videos that I did quite a while back that people really loved was on high-value women. The traits or things that high-value women do that makes them successful. And I honestly think that being high value will require you to master yourself. So it's not just about being beautiful and dressing nice or, looking, outwardly just very, very nice to look at. And while that's important, it really is at the core knowing yourself. Self-mastery for me is about understanding who you are, what you want out of life, and really moving through life with such a clear precision and purpose and clarity. And by the way, if you haven't watched the video on how to achieve clarity, there I give you tips on things you can do to achieve better clarity. But back to this video. Today, I want to give you powerful prompts and questions that I think every woman who wants to be high value should do or should ask themselves so that they feel they are closer to achieve whatever their dream life will be. And really, the idea is to inspire and encourage the best version of you. So these questions, some of them will challenge you. Some of them you've probably had. They should be able to inspire you. I really believe in them because I looked into this question when I was starting my YouTube journey and reinventing a lot of the areas in my life. And it required me to be in a lot of solitude, which was a game changer for me. So this is an exercise I wish I had done earlier in my 20s, in my 30s. And I'm hoping that anyone listening to this will take it so seriously because I believe if you get over this threshold, you will start a journey to just becoming better. So, and it's never too late. So grab a notebook, sit somewhere quiet, and let's go on this journey together because I truly believe it can be transformative if you really do answer these questions and be honest with yourself as much as possible. So number one, who am I when no one is watching? And this is a very important one because I believe that a lot of us women, we wear masks. We do things to please the gallery so that people can clap at us, so that we, in the eyes of people, we are a certain way. So who are you when no one is watching? Think about this for a moment. When no one is around, when you're not performing pleasing or proving yourself to other people, who are you? Are you anxious? Are you feeling joyful? Are you feeling afraid? Do you really feel whole? Do you feel like the life you're living matters? Do you feel lost? And that's okay. Because for me, there's a time I really truly did feel lost about where I wanted to go and how I wanted to move. So self-mastery will start with you being honest about who you are at your core. Because the more you begin to interrogate, who am I when I am not with so-and-so, when my family is not there, and when no one is watching? Am I going to bed at night disappointed, crying, sad, anxious, happy, content? Ask yourself those questions and then begin that journey of who am I really when no one is watching. At the core, who am I? So I think that's a really powerful question. Question number 2, the other one that was a game changer for me is, what do I truly want in this lifetime? And mind you, this is the one life that you're living. There's no take 2. There's no take 2 or take 3 where you'll be like, once you die, then you can wake up and do better. Once our time is up, that's it. We are gone. So at the very core, when everything is said and done, what is it that you want out of this life? Not what society wants, again, I said, not what your family expects, not what your friends or people in your circles think is cool. Because let me tell you, a lot of us are spending our lives trying to align, trying to be part of the crowd, and it's really not serving you. So what do you want in this one life that God has given you? Do you want to build a business? Do you want to love deeply and to be loved back with intention? That's a thing. Because sometimes we are busy in relationships, in marriages, in places where you know you're not loved deeply. While that's what you want, it's not happening. Do you want to have financial freedom? So many of us are going, through life without that clarity of what they want. And that's why I dare say sometimes you feel stuck. So a high value woman is clear on what she wants, and she will do whatever it takes to achieve it. And if you don't know the answers yet, by the way, to these questions that I'm posing, it's okay. I just want to encourage you that it is time to ask yourselves these questions and really answer them from the depth of your heart. So in this lifetime that God has given you, what do you really want? And try to listen to your heart as well, logic and heart as well, because women were emotional creatures. So what do you want out of this life? Question number 3, I think that's where we are. What am I tolerating that I shouldn't? This was another hard one for me when I began this self-reflection journey, because taking this step and addressing it will require you to be someone else that you're not familiar with, but it is so necessary. A lot of us are in relationships, in situations, in circumstances that are not serving you, and you're tolerating them because you think you have to, or it's hard. Actually, sometimes it's quite hard, but just write it down so that you are very aware. What is a situation that I'm tolerating? And you know in your hearts of hearts that this is not your thing. So what situations, relationships, habits, mindsets are you allowing in your life that don't serve you? Everyone else is telling you, it's quite okay, but you know deep down, this is not your jam. So please, what are the things that you're tolerating, but you know that you shouldn't be? Are you accepting disrespect from someone? Are you settling in a career that makes you dread every day to go to work on Monday? Are you staying in environments where people are constantly, gossiping, draining you, backbiting each other? Whatever that scenario looks for you, you're the only one that knows. Probably your friends don't even know. Probably your spouse, your family, they don't know. Because this is a self-reflection exercise for self-mastery. Here is the thing. You're the only one who can teach people how to treat you. So do write the situations or things that you're allowing in your life that you shouldn't be tolerating, okay? Because a high value woman, you set standards for yourself and for others. So what's that thing? I'm looking at you, girl. What are the things you're tolerating that you shouldn't be? Write that down. Question 4. What drains my energy? Oh my God. I will always insist on this one in my channel because I honestly, truly believe that self-mastery means protecting your energy like your life depends on it. There's so many things I am slowly cutting out of my life, not at one go, but slowly, because I know for sure it drains me. And I don't want, because these things, small things compound, and then you have 10 things on your plate that drain your energy, that are not serving you. So ask yourself, what do I do or, participate in that just leaves me feeling so exhausted? What activities feel like a burden instead of a joy? I remember in one of my episodes, I was like, I do really hate even folding clothes, laundry, all of that. And so I have someone lovely that I love that does it for me. Also ask yourself, where and in what spaces do I feel unappreciated or unseen? Because then you start to think, why am I in this environment? So that is so important, because when you identify what drains you, you can start slowly making space for joy. And when you do, these things that you create space for are things like peace, for creativity to enter your life, for happiness, for growth. So what drains your energy? Please do write that thing down. I'm hoping, and I keep saying with each of these questions, you might not have the answer now, but just writing them down in your notebook or on a piece of paper, your mind will start to work for you, and you will the answers will come in the days to come. I promise you. I'm still undertaking this exercise and these questions in my life, even as I talk to you about this video. Question number 5, which is the opposite of that. What makes you feel so alive and excites you? And by the way, coming to this channel and talking to you excites me so much. It makes me feel so alive. And I discovered that when I did this exercise early last year, because I knew I want to speak to women and learn from them. Because we often spend so much of our lives surviving that we forget what it's like to truly live. You know, for me, I could speak on the camera, in front of the camera an entire day. I love doing that. In fact, when I was growing up, I always wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be in front of the TV, but now I have an opportunity to do that just in my little corner of the world. So write down the things that make you feel energized, the things that make you feel inspired. And by the way, you know, the way we are asked, when was the last time you truly laughed from your soul? You know, what are the activities that you do that make you even forget to check your phone? So being a high value woman, you know, high value one for me just doesn't exist. She thrives. And I feel like with each and every day, nowadays, I am creating a much better life for myself. So what makes you truly excited that if you are to indulge in it, it will just make you feel so alive? Please start to do more of that. And even if you don't have all the answers right now, please tackle that question. The other one that I would say was a game changer for me is, am I truly taking care of myself? There's a video I did a while back on the tough form of self-care. Because if you ask any woman right now, they'll be like, oh yeah, I am big on self-care. I go to the spa. I do all of these things. But when I talk about self-care, I want us to be so real. Are you actually doing things every day that are really taking care of you, your body, you know, everything, your health? For example, are you feeding your body good food? This is something I'm struggling with, and I'm really trying to refine my decisions around food, because I want to be around for long, you know, as long as God gives me those years. So am I really practicing self-care when I eat and how I eat? Am I sleeping well? This is another one that I keep asking myself because I'm really struggling about it. In my video for, you know, things I've learned when I turned 40, sleep is so precious. So are you sleeping well? Are you managing stress for those of you who are in stressful situations? Are you learning? Are you growing? Because your body, your mind, your spirit are so precious. And I want you to make sure that you really are practicing what self-care speaks like. So a high value woman will prioritize these forms of self-care without guilt. So ask yourself, am I truly taking care of myself? And if not, what can I do about it? So the other thing that was also really, to be honest, very reflective when I was doing this exercise is a question I loved, which was, do I like the woman I am becoming? When you think of the women that you admire in your life, what do you think they embody in their lives? So I also want to ask you, if I was a woman that someone would admire because of how I ran my life, Am I proud of the woman I am becoming? So I will keep shouting from the rooftops until I cannot anymore. Imagine meeting your future self on your deathbed, or let's not even go that way. Let's do 5 years from now. Would you be proud of that woman who decided to make entirely different choices and became a better version? Would you admire her strength, her choices, her mindset? Or would you wish that this woman, you that you're looking at 5 years from now, would honestly have made different decisions? Because a lot of the regrets, by the way, that people have, it's not things that people did to them. It's things that they themselves could have controlled or made better decisions, and they did not. So my dear, if you don't like the path that you're on, you have to change it. One of the things I realized is that I had been speaking about, I've always loved to inspire women, but for the last 5-10 years, never did anything. And that's one of the regrets that I have, that I didn't start sooner. So every small choice that you make today shapes the woman that you become. So do I like the woman that I'm becoming? I think now I can confidently say yes. One of the things that also inspires this channel is that I happen to have a 13-year-old daughter. And for the life of me, I want her to see what's possible for a woman to do. So what inspires you, and do you like the kind of woman that you're becoming? This is so, so important. Another question that I love, and I hope you can pause to write these questions down and then reflect on them later, is what am I afraid of and why? And I get emotional when I think of this question, because this is a question I am constantly asking myself these days, because I realized that in my lifetime, I have missed so many opportunities because of perceived fear, and I don't even know where that fear came from. And while fear is a natural part of life, I don't want it to be so debilitating that it stops you. We just inflate this thing in our thoughts, in our minds. So what are you afraid of and why? And especially if a fear is from someone is going to do this. Every time a decision is driven by the fear of someone, most of the time it's not the best of decisions. And so we place a limit on our lives, I have realized, honestly, all of the times I was afraid to do something because of someone, that decision wasn't good. You remember how you would be afraid, for those millennials who had very strict parents, and you'd be afraid of even, doing or experimenting things. It was really never a good thing. And now we are realizing that we want people to be free. So what am I truly afraid of in my life? Where did this fear come from? Is it actually stopping me, or am I stopping myself? Because sometimes we have fears and then we say, oh, but also this other person will be like, but also, while it's actually ourselves that we are stopping. So please ask yourself, what am I afraid of and why? And what's the worst case scenario? Because these worst case scenarios sometimes are not even real. And then you can find how to go around it. But knowing it is the first step. The other question is, how do I define success for myself? When I talk of high value, I often think in terms of striving towards the highest version of yourself. It's not so that we can look at you and be like, oh, she's so high value. Success is very, very personal. What's high value for you is not high value for me. It's not just about money, career, status. It really it's about self-fulfillment. So for most of us, or for some of us, success and being high value is feeling peaceful every day and waking up excited about your life. For others, it's having deep, meaningful relationships. For others, it's getting out of a toxic relationship. For others, it's building something that impacts others. So what does success mean to you at this very moment? That if you did this one thing, you would honestly consider yourself successful. For me, it is coming here and making sure that there's weekly content. For me, it's a version of success because I'm trying to get that disciplined. So don't chase a version of success that isn't yours. That's how you become value, because you're different. We are all different and in our own beautiful way. So define it for yourself and then go after it. So how do I define success for myself? I hope these questions really inspire you to start thinking about what self-mastery looks like. And bonus, what is the one small thing I can start to do that will shift my entire year? You know this by heart. And so I'm just tagging at your heart here. We all know the one small thing that if we start doing it, it changes everything. And we are in March 2025 already. So if you haven't begun that, a small thing that will take you towards where you want to, it won't happen. So self-mastery is a journey. It's not a destination. A lot of these questions, I promise you won't have answers, all of it. I am still working through a lot of these questions. Some I am not even there yet. But the more I started asking myself these questions, the more I started gaining clarity, confidence, and just an idea of where I should move. Because when a woman really truly knows herself, you become unstoppable. And that's the thing. I wish women knew just how powerful we are. So I hope this helps. Please let me know. There are so many questions I might have missed in detailing what you would require to ask to begin self-mastery. Because once you master yourself, you're not shifted by people. You become, like I said, unstoppable. Like always, please do share, subscribe, let another woman who would find this content valuable get it, because it tells the algorithm we're onto something here. And if you ever want to be a guest on my channel, by the way, I will start, there's an email now that we are leaving down below, so you can come on my channel, we can connect, and you can also share your expertise. But again, if no one has told you, by the way, you really matter, and we are rooting for you. So until next time, bye-bye.